Hey guys, so right now in front of us we have the latest 2014 edition of MacBook Air, which is selling at a substantial discount on e-commerce sites. And we're going to show you 5 reasons why you should consider buying the new MacBook Air and 5 reasons probably you're better off without it. So let's get started.
One of the top reasons why you'd want to buy a MacBook Air is simply for its exquisite unibody design and all-metal construction. You'd be hard-pressed to find any plastic on this baby as it's flush with aluminum. What this means is very good build quality, accompanied by a premium sense of touch and feel. Another reason to buy the MacBook Air is simply for its screen quality. It has one of the best screens we've come across on a laptop. The screen is very well calibrated out of the box. Whether it's red, white, green, blue or any other shade of color, the Air does a very good job of reproducing its closest to real life. Simply put, the MacBook Air screen is eye-poppingly brilliant. Despite being a thin, light laptop, the MacBook Air's biggest achievement is its battery life. Apple claims it to be around 12 hours under ideal usage, and you won't be surprised to hit that number. We've consistently pegged over 9 hours of usage easily. This at 40% screen brightness, no Bluetooth, working on Google Chrome over Wi-Fi, while watching YouTube videos and listening to music through in-ear headphones. If you're going to be working on your blog all day, not do any multimedia, you can actually go past the 12 hours. Of all the ultrabooks in the market, the MacBook Air's trackpad is the only one that supports multi-touch gestures like a charm. The feel of the glass slab on top is nice. Single or double finger tap, swiping in any direction or 4-finger gestures, everything feels like silky smooth. It just works. It's something you should experience. It's unlike anything you've tried on a Windows laptop or Ultrabook before. Contrary to popular belief, you can, if you want, dual boot into Windows on a MacBook Air through an OS X feature known as Boot Camp. It lets you partition the hard drive and facilitate the installation of Windows into quick, easily executable steps. Now that we've looked at the pros, let's take a look at the cons. One of the biggest things you have to come to terms with here is to readjusting to a new OS altogether. Mac OS X is different enough than Windows and getting used to it can be frustrating. Simple things like keyboard shortcuts, opening multiple pictures, taking a screenshot, trying to find paint, etc. will be an effort. If you don't have patience, you've lost the battle. Agreed, the SSD is blazingly fast, but after the MacBook Air boots or wakes up in just 8 seconds flat, what next? All you're left with is a measly 100 or so GB of storage space. Now that's not enough, is it? Where the iPad and iPhones have sported Retina displays for a couple of years now, even in 2014, the MacBook Air screen quality isn't even HD. For folks who've owned Retina display iDevices, that's staring into major disappointment. This is too pedestrian. One of the heavier prices to pay when it comes to owning a slim, lightweight laptop is the lack of connectivity ports. Now the MacBook Air sports only 2 USB 3 ports, a Thunderbolt port, and an SDHC card slot. That's it, there's nothing else. This can be frustrating.
Right, so we just looked at some of the good points and then some of the bad points associated with buying the new MacBook Air. When it all boils down to the price, we still feel the MacBook Air is slightly more expensive if you bought it at its MRP, which for a 13-inch version is $72,900. The 11-inch MacBook Air is slightly cheaper, but at both their MRPs, it leaves the door wide open for competing Ultrabooks which have better features, slightly better hardware, to give you a better buying proposition, better value proposition when it comes to getting the best bang for your buck. So if you are getting the new MacBook Air at a substantial discount at e-commerce sites, then definitely it's a fantastic product. I guess the customer that the MacBook Air should attract is someone who is looking for ultra portability and great battery life. For anyone else, they'd be barking mad to buy the new MacBook Air. That's us here from Digit signing off. Thanks for watching. This is the MacBook Air. If you don't have it, you have to buy it. What else? What else? What else can I talk about the MacBook Air? It is such a fine piece of equipment. If you give top dollar for this, you will never be unhappy in your life. Guaranteed.
He's got to put this in the
From Russian to Italian, it all. What else? What else do we need to shoot?